What's good, people? It's your boy Rhino. Welcome back to MGTV. Listen, I know you've been seeing a lot of the football stuff, but today we're going to have some serious conversation. We are live and alive. Let me bring in my panel. Got Alyssa.
Hi.
Got Jade. Got Jamila.
Hey.
We're live. What's everyone saying, man?
Hi, guys.
We're alive.
We're live. I see. Alyssa, spam the comments. Oh, yeah, you got Nay in here as well.
Yeah,
Mooly. Yeah, Mooly, Rhino, whatever you want to call me, whatever you want to call me. Yeah. We're live. I wasn't expecting red pill. What? Hey, bath time. What do you mean red pill content? What are you talking? Don't come with some mad nonsense today. Elaborate. What do you mean red pill content? I don't get what you mean. You feel me? We need to have some serious talks, It's not always football, you know what I'm saying? We got football content in the next hour, but for now we're talking double standards. We got the females in the building. We need to talk about male and female, like the fairness. Like do you guys expect the same? Do you guys give? How can I put it? What do you guys expect the same that you? I don't know how to put it, but I know what I mean. Like, do you feel like things are fair in the society? Like, do you literally feel like it's fair? Go on, Alyssa. I want to hear from you.
I know, I always be.
Yeah, I'm putting you in the spot.
All right, so what do we have? We have bills, right?
Yeah. Let's start on that. Splitting the bill. What do you think? Do you think the bill has to be split?
It just depends on the people. Honestly, I don't really. I think growing up, right? So it's presented as the man's place to kind of like. If he's taking you out, right? It's his role to like kind of wine, dine you, whatever. You get what I'm saying? And then he's supposed to pay for the bill, whatever, right? But from my perspective, I think it's very whoever is doing the inviting. So whoever is initiating the date or inviting the person out should be the person responsible for taking care of whatever they're taking care of. Unless if you guys have like a mutual like understanding at the beginning, like, hey, like, you pay your half, I pay my half, whatever. Some people when you go out, they'll pay their own stuff. You get what I'm saying? You go out with a lot of women, you go out with a lot of men, people argue over the bill. So I don't know. I just think it's really just whoever initiates the date should be the person who should cover the date. Okay,
so and that works both ways. So if the female initiates the date, she should pay. If the male initiates the date, he should pay too. Right. I mean, he should pay if it's him. All right, cool. So Jamila, what do you think about that? Do you agree on that?
I agree. I feel like if I say let's go for drinks, I will expect for you to know that I'm paying for you.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's your birthday and something as well, I would expect to pay because I'm taking you out or it's your birthday.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, if you initiate it, you're paying. I'm not splitting no bill with you because you told me you're taking me out. If I initiate it, I'm paying the whole bill. I'm not expecting you to put your hand in your pocket.
Yeah. All right, Jada, you there? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm a bit of both. If it's a first date, I feel like the man should pay. But at the same time, the woman shouldn't expect it. She should also be prepared to have to pay for her own if that's the case. Or even cover. She shouldn't just go out with open hands and just think, okay, he's going to pay for my food.
So what do you guys think about the females that actually say that men have to pay? Like, what's your opinion? I'll start with you, Alyssa. Like, there's people out there that actually think that it's a man's
because it's a part of history. It's a part of being. Oh man, I just had the.
Even sorry to cut you off. Look what Mad Paz is saying. The man should pay. When I get a girl, she'll never pay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It comes down to culture. Like in history, right? Men court women. That's how it's always been, right? So the man is always pushed to court the woman. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it comes down to a cultural thing as well. You know, some cultures are still very traditional in that aspect of the man is the head of the household, the man pays for this, the man is the provider, the man is, you get what I'm saying? So you can't really, you can't really argue culture either. You know, some men are brought up in those cultures, but some men aren't. We have that society of people who are still in that, women have come a long way. They have evolved from those times of waiting on a man to come and marry into a rich family and give them a farm and kids and cooking all day. Women have come a long way. Women are now business owners, they're entrepreneurs, they do whatever they want to do. The same thing that men do. This is a world now where men can do and women can do what each other do. Like they can do it for each other,
Yeah. Go on, Jamila.
I feel like we've been like, I don't know, but like in culture, we've been told a man should pay for you. A man should do like this. That's what a man should do. That's his role. Do you understand?
Right.
So obviously, some women, like I've got brethren that'll be like, Jamila, I will never split the bill. Are you crazy? You will never see me again. But I've got
Right.
friends that don't. I've got friends that don't care, and I feel like, do you know what it is? A lot of it as well. A lot of broke girls will expect a man to take them places that they can't take themselves. So I feel like it's also, are you in the position to pay? Because a lot of girls are not in the position.
Well, I think connections cut out. Yeah, your connection went a bit. But yeah, you basically, the last bit I heard is what you said. Basically, there's a lot of females that are actually not in the position to pay. So that's why they kind of play on that kind of narrative.
It's true, because a lot of girls, if you ask them where they want to go, they're naming the highest restaurant where they know they can't afford to pay for themselves.
Yeah, true. What do you guys think about what Magpies is saying? There's nothing more feminine and weak than a woman paying for the date.
I disagree.
No.
Go on.
Sometimes it's nice to cater your spouse too. Like that goes back to men too. Like why should men have to feel that pressure? If you have a successful woman, if you have a woman who's making money, like why wouldn't you want those things reciprocated for yourself? Doesn't that make you feel good? Like, does it matter about gender if you're a man or a woman? Doesn't people or someone who says that they're invested in you, doing stuff for you and investing in you, make you feel good? So the same way that, maybe let's say you pay for everything for 9 months, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden that 9 month, I hit you with something that covers us for the next 10 months, or I do something extravagant or special for you. That's still showing gratitude. And you get what I'm saying? I don't think there's anything wrong with necessarily saying, hey, like, I want to invest in you. I'm going to show you I'm going to invest in you. It's reciprocation,
No, I agree with you. Go on, Jade.
Even if she just simply wants to treat you, she just wants to take you out for a day. You've done everything for her, and now she wants to do something for you. That doesn't make you weak.
Right.
Yeah. Magpies is young. How old is Magpies? How old are you again? I think you're like 19 or 18. He's quite young, so maybe that's how they think in their generation. So it's very interesting to see how different generations think. Go on, so what was you going to say?
No, because in the comments it says gender matters of traditional gender, and it does, absolutely. And that's really the argument. It comes down to culture and tradition. We still in this day and age have people that are still in arranged marriages and they still marry into all of that stuff, but I think we need to see it on a bigger scale than traditional gender roles and start seeing it as a perspective of reciprocation, like love, like you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If you always go into something and it's, well, this has to be this way and this has to be that way, right? Then you're very closed-minded. So it doesn't give you space to allow those things to flow, right? Which is why you might feel uncomfortable when your women start buying you sneakers or video games or anything to make you feel good. And then you feel that pressure of having to do something back for her because of that traditional role, right? So At some point, we have to evolve mentally as well, you know?
That's what I'm saying, because if you go back to the old times where it was like the men went out to work, females stayed at home and that did all the house stuff and the family kind of stuff. It's like, as time has evolved, I feel like there's a thin line between chivalry and actually just, you know what, things have evolved now. Let's all just trip in if we want to, kind of thing.
Right.
But I do kind of understand the whole mentality of being a guy and being the kind of, I wouldn't
Macho.
say, yeah, maybe it's macho, maybe it's being a bit of the leader, being the you know, wearing the shorts, should I say. That's not even a good term. I feel like it's more just playing the masculine, like, you know, just being that person. So I kind of understand that. But I think for me, if it gets to a stage where we're kind of saying, oh, it's weak, or it's, I feel like we're not in those times no more. Think about it like this. A lot, our whole generation is very sensitive now. It's not the same as before. Back in the day, I remember I used to watch South Park. I used to watch Simpsons. I used to watch Simpsons at 6 p.m. and you got Bart getting strangled by his dad. They can't show that nowadays. And I don't know, for me, I know we're going a little bit off topic, but it kind of still relates. I feel like it's still kind of like we need to, number one, be stronger as people, because at the end of the day, whatever's in front of us, we're gonna see anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? But I kind of understand why they've kind of, I don't know, I'm stuck, because I feel like right now things have become too sensitive. They've made things too sensitive. So I feel like it kind of gives that weak mentality, like, you know, so I feel like we don't have a lot of people installing that kind of self-love and strength and all of that stuff no more. Everything's just victimized. Oh, please, me, like, oh, he hurt. Do you know what I mean? So I get that, but I feel like as guys, because of the fact that we've got high suicide rates, because of the fact that we're known not to always speak, we need to be able to feel comfortable, to feel vulnerable. That's what I would say on that. As guys, let's be vulnerable. It doesn't make us weak. You know, you can be strong in one sense and show you. So you're telling me at a funeral you're not going to cry. You're just going to stand there like, what if you need to cry? Lay it out. Because at the end of the day, that's how you feel. So, but I kind of understand that narrative. Some people just feel like, oh, guys are not meant to cry. Guys are meant to do all the hard stuff and, you know, leave all the soft stuff to the female side. But yeah, it's interesting, man. There's some mad comments here. He said on the first day, I can't imagine not paying, to be honest. No scrubs in it. He's like, the man is a leader and provider of the household.
What it is, it's attractive. It's very attractive. All right. So like, if you're interested in somebody, right? Especially if you're a male, or you're we'll call it a masculine energy, right?
Yeah.
If you play that role, it feels good to be able to say, you know, yo, an hour, be ready, we're going here. It feels good to be in that role where you can just control everything, because hey, that's what it is. All right. Let's just be honest. It's a control thing. When you have money to do whatever you want, right? You have the freedom and that control to just kind of get up and do it when you want, with that person, whoever you want, your friends, your family. It doesn't matter who you're surrounded by. So some people, I think they overlead that in a sense. Yeah. You also can't come into somebody's life and provide them with everything and get mad when they start to expect you to provide the things that you just threw at them because it was in your ego. You had it to show it. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, and I get that.
What's the Olive Garden thing about? Is that an American thing?
Olive Garden is a restaurant. Why?
Because Nay said, what if he invites you and takes you to Olive Garden? You okay with that?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't get the narrative.
Olive Garden is like it's an Italian, it's like the Applebee's of like Italian restaurants for pasta.
Okay. So it's high end. Is it high end?
It's like medium, like
okay.
like I don't know, but
Yeah.
I like see. We're talking about double standards with all of that. See, I'm easy. Like, I don't want to say I'm easy, but like it doesn't take a lot to like. I'm more about the time we spend. You get what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
money can take us and do exotic things, but like, bro, I don't care if you buy dinner and fucking do something nice in the house, and it's just
it's the thought behind it. It's the
right.
effort put into it. It's not about how much you
spend. Go on, what was he saying?
No, what's the? I'm just thinking. What are we?
I'm going through the comments. So yeah, obviously Nay said women work now, have their own money. Yeah, go on.
Can I say something? And also, yeah, men start complaining because you've done all this in the beginning, yeah? Some men, they start off so like high in the beginning, and they can't afford it. But you allowed yourself to make this girl feel like you was in a position to do certain things. I know boys that will go so broke for Nash is crazy. But later on in life, like, oh, she got too expensive. But you started off at Hakistan in the beginning. You started off at the Shards. So now later on in line that you got to know her, you want to go to Nando's and be doing Big Easy. But no, you started off with higher restaurants. So keep the same energy.
Right.
And then when women do start thinking, okay, yes, I've made it now because this boy's doing the most. Because remember, a lot of boys will start changing the whole, buying the girl the wigs, changing her to how he wants her to look. Then he can't maintain it. She feels away. Do you understand? Because now she's actually, her standard is high. She's got to someone else because you make her look a certain way. So now she can move on to the next. Do you understand? Because you actually built her.
Yep.
So like, you're basically saying that once you set a level, it's up to you to upkeep it, basically.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
And can we say that both ways?
100%, because I feel like if I take you somewhere, I should be able to afford where I'm taking you twice over again.
Yeah. So am I allowed as a guy to expect you to always take me to the posh places because you've taken me there the first time? Am I allowed to expect it? Like if right now you take me to McDonald's, can I look at you like, bro, like I'm not trying to eat McDonald's.
Honestly, it might not be the car place or your little Porsche place or whatever, but yeah, you can expect nice things to be done on a daily because so like yesterday you got a Porsche, tomorrow you might get a fucking diamond bracelet. Who knows? You know, maybe the next day it's not a bracelet. Maybe it's something a little bit more better than that. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like every day is a gift. So yeah, you start to wake up every day and every day is a gift.
Unless work stack me, expect the same things. Unless I don't have a job, then you can't expect nothing. Do you get it?
Okay, so I hear that. So the general gist that we're getting is that paying the bill depends on who initiates the whole day. That's the general gist of the panel that we're getting from. That's the general kind of consensus here. We all think, okay, you know what? Depends who initiates it. It can be. We understand if guys want to take that lead and do it, but it's not that deep. You don't have to, kind of thing. Is that right? Is that everyone's thoughts?
Yeah, but Magpie said if you don't have £25 for a date, you shouldn't be dating.
But you know what? Let me even touch on that, Magpies. Yeah, it's very interesting because you know, in this life, people want to like Jamila said, people do the most for certain, you know, things. But I feel like for the niash. So, but I feel like I understand that. I understand where you want to kind of show off to somebody and, you know, you want them to see the best version of yourself and whatever. But I feel like from then it maybe you have to have kind of some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, what's that word? You know, like a transition. Right. Maybe show the person, look, you know what, I can't lie. I was doing the most for you because I wanted to impress you, but you know, if I really need to, I can, but I'm not really like that. If you can have a transition conversation in the ideal world, that'll be perfect. But I feel like I don't agree with you guys when you guys say that I feel like if someone sets the standards, they have to upkeep it, because it depends on the context.
Oh.
If you're leading a facade and you're trying to play that role, then I get that. But if it's a thing where you're just trying to impress somebody, people do the most all the time to impress people.
Okay.
But even if it's out of their bandwidth, you know?
Okay. So.
But I don't agree with Rhino.
Yeah, go on. Talk to me.
You know what? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So if you do the most on the first day and you can't afford, then when you come back and talk about the transition conversation, don't even have that conversation with me. Just cut straight away, because I don't want to hear it. So you do the most to get inside my knickers, and then after you're telling me you're broke.
Okay, so what about then? So that means you're just with the guy for the money then?
So it's not about money, but don't act. Don't be an actor.
Don't be an actor. I hear
Be
that.
yourself.
Okay. Yeah, true.
Be
Yeah. What are you gonna say, Lisa?
For you.
Absolutely be yourself.
Okay, so if you only want the person, okay, cool. So let me just touch on that point. If you only want that person for that person, but that person tried to do the most and impress you, not to be fake, just to impress you, shouldn't you be able to see the brighter side and think, okay, you know what?
No,
maybe
because if you can do that to impress me, you can do anything to impress me. You can have a whole wife.
You could do anything to
You're
impress
a
me.
liar and a deceiver.
And
You're a liar and a deceiver.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I agree. I had to throw a little spin in there. That's true. It's true, man. At the end of the day, it's best to be transparent. You know, people, we got to be honest with ourselves. You know, all this pressure in this society to have to be the best and have the most likes and have the most expensive clothes and all of that. It's not it, man. Be yourselves, man. Females will like you regardless, and vice versa. Females, love yourselves, man. Guys will still like you. They'll find a way, man. But cool. So let's move on to let me go through some of these comments actually, just in case we've missed something. Ties into mental health.
He's like, hopefully
that's why they feel that pressure to provide, because men are supposed to be macho. Yep. Most people today are sensitive. That is why I'm not friendly with most people. People are teddy bears that annoys the fuck out of me. Women play a part of men not crying. Wholeflation is bad. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It depends what females you're talking about, but there is a section of females that kind of give that additional pressure for a guy to be macho and all of that stuff. So I hear that, but I feel like in the world that we're trying to be, the ideal world, we're all trying to elevate right now. We're all trying to be better people. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think generally it's all right now to kind of be a guy and be soft and whatever? Or do you feel like there's still that pressure 100%. Of society?
100%, because I feel like for me, I've watched mental health with men.
Yeah.
And obviously watching men always trying to be the providers, being the ones that don't cry, being the ones that have to become a man because that's what society wants for them. I've seen how it can break you. And I feel like a lot of women that say men shouldn't cry, I feel like there's something wrong with you. Do you understand? Because as a woman, you should let a man be able to express himself, because a man still should be able to have feelings just like a woman.
Yeah.
I'm not saying my man should be crying like a bitch every 2 seconds. That's not what I'm saying. Do you get it? Before everyone tries to be talking about. But I'm saying, like, if he's going through something, let him cry. Let me be the shoulder you're crying on. Do you get it?
Yeah.
I would never say, why are you crying? Like, are you a dickhead? Because that's not the case. And the reason why a lot of men feel pressured or feel like they can't do it, because we got silly girls that be like, oh, men shouldn't cry. Sorry, I've never watched my dad cry. Fuck your dad. It's not about that.
Right.
Damn.
Like, it's about
that's the truth. That's the truth. And he said it in the comments. Men should cry, but only if it's for something you should cry about.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, don't be doing Cry Me River for no reason.
Listen.
Wow.
Listen. Being tough in general, all right? Let's take it, just being tough in general.
Yeah.
you can't expect men to put their guard down in an environment that they don't feel they can be safe in.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And a lot of that is they don't feel safe because they always feel like they have to, like she said, they have to be the protector, they have to be the provider, they have to, whatever. But I think it does come to that. Like, a lot of people are tough, and when you talk to them, you realize, like, they mentioned their parents, right? And they're like, oh, well, my dad, da da da, or my mom, and it's just like, no, you're allowed to have feelings as a man, as a woman, as a human being. Sometimes there's things that you go through in life, right? That only you go through. Only those things play through your head. Only those thoughts run through your head. Those are your feelings personally, right? So for somebody outside of you to tell you that it's not okay for you to feel what it is that you feel, or not work through your emotional state, or not give you a safe place to open up, that's kind of that kind of sucks. And a lot of people don't feel vulnerable because in the day and age that we live in, there's not a thing such as trust anymore, right? We get mad at each other. You tell people, it's a lot that comes with learning to be your better self. You get what I'm saying? And we aren't all perfect. And I think we all just kind of build walls based upon the trauma that we already have, because people have let us down in the past, right? So we learn to take on that role of being tough. We learn to take on that role of having to provide and only relying on yourself, and only you can be the person who talks to yourself about your feelings, because you've been in that place where when you were trying to be vulnerable, people took advantage of you being in that vulnerable state. And that doesn't have to do with relationships or anything. Relationships for sure, but it doesn't have to be love. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be from your family. You could have been 6 years old and just had a really bad experience with your family, and that just made you bulk up. Or you got into that one fight at 10 years old, you got your ass beat, and now your whole family beat your ass, and now after that fight you never lost. You know what I'm saying? Or like you said, it could be the 3-year-old that fell and scraped his knees, and you're wiping him off going, boys don't cry, suck it up. And now he's you understand what I'm saying? So trauma starts at a very, very young age. And I think that that's a lot too that people don't take into consideration when they play these roles. It's not about, it is, because today we're talking double standards, but there is a double standards. Like, a little girl falls outside, you expect her to cry. What do? You're picking her up, you're coddling her. Oh, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? But her little brother just fell off a bike and he has to go get 10 stitches. And you're like, what are you crying for? You're okay. Breathe. There definitely is. When you grow up in dating, girls, dads, moms, they're so overprotective with their females, with their women, right? They, you can't date to this age. No, you're not leaving the house at this time. No, you're not going out in this, right? But when it comes to boys, your 16-year-old could go out there and get a 15-year-old pregnant tomorrow. You know what I mean? So it's true. There's a lot to play into these roles,
So the pressures of the narrative and the point of view we have on double standards comes from the society. It comes from whether it's the upbringing that we have from cultural upbringing from parents or whatever, or environment or school that we went to, or an area we grew up in. And that's very true. So what do you think's changing now? So Magpie says here, he's heard from his point of view that nothing puts a girl nothing puts a girl off more if you say let's split the bill. But there's two sides to this. You've got the side of it that the guy's probably come on that tip, like he's got all the money and now all of a sudden crunch time, let's split the bill. I think it depends on the narrative, but I think nowadays we're in a society where everyone wants to pay for their own. I feel like females want to be more equal in terms of we can do it too. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why I think double standards is at a stage where it's evolving. Like, everything's a bit more even nowadays. It's, guys can do it, women can do it too. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't you think that's...
It's because females get such a bad rep if they, like, okay, you let your guard down, right? You let somebody pay for your stuff. You know, you tell them what your situation. Because for relationships, if we're talking double standards, first of all, when you go into a relationship, you should go into a relationship being honest about your finances. You understand what I'm saying? So if somebody decides to pursue you that's doing a little bit better than you, they need to understand where you're standing in the relationship and what you're working on and what you're trying to achieve for yourself, right? Because you can't get distracted trying to keep up with someone when that wasn't the goal and that wasn't initially the goal. If you're trying to pursue me and I'm very honest about the position that I'm in, you get what I'm saying? Then that is your choice whether you want to pursue me or not, or we can try again at a later time when I am in a better position to go ahead and reciprocate the things that you are doing for me. You understand what I'm saying? So for women, sometimes it does get a little, you know, oh, we want to pay, we want to just hold our own and stuff, because sometimes when you start to let people do stuff for you and one little thing goes bad, now they throw it all in your face. That sucks. That sucks, because when people do stuff for you out of the kindness or wanting to spend time with you, or that's something that they want to do, keep that energy. Don't ever forget that you did things for me because you wanted to do things for me, not because I needed it, not because I asked for it, not because of any other reason, but because that's what you wanted to do.
You know so, Jamil, go on.
You have boys that you've been with like for 4 or 5 years. You have a one argument. He's telling you, do you remember when I paid for your hair? Do you remember when I did this? Like you said, hold on, you decided to pay for my hair. Hold on, you decided to buy the bed. You decided to be the man. But now that I'm arguing with you, you decided to be the bitch. And this is why a lot of girls are moved the way they move. Because men have the tendency to go to their bedroom, be like, you know, man bought the shoes on her foot, you know, and she trying to give man attitude. He didn't ask you what you did for me. Do you understand?
I think that works both ways, though. I feel like there's times where females do things for a guy, and then they use it against the guy too, and they use it to put the guy down when they're pissed off. They want to, you know, to bruise the guy's ego. It's the same thing.
Women for years just because they've allowed men to pay.
Oh, here we. So we're gonna go. But listen, okay, cool. No, go on. Finish what you're saying. Finish what you're saying.
No, go on.
You know, because me and Jade, we always have this conversation. Yeah, it's interesting. I find it interesting when we start going back in time. I understand but a lot of that doesn't kind of. It's not the person's fault now. It's not Magpie's fault that back in the day, his great granddad was, you know, going on a masculine tip and women were suppressed and whatever. So I feel like it's not the now generation's time to kind of use it as a grudge. Like let's get our revenge now. You know, we suffered back in the day. Now you know what, we need to have our own. So I feel like
grudge thing. Women were suppressed back then, so if they're coming out and they're doing things and becoming more independent now, it's not because they're holding the grudge, it's because they've been afforded way more opportunities than they could before. Women couldn't even go to a house without their husband's permission. They were even allowed to work, they were forced to stay home. So if we want to go out and we want to work and we want to pay for things on our own, we shouldn't be seen as it shouldn't be seen as a negative.
Oh no, I agree on that, but I'm more my point was on the females that use it against the guy. So let's say, for example, all week the guy normally, you know, pays for the shopping or something. I'm just thinking of something random. And then now for the last week, the guy was down bad and now the female had to take over. And then now all of a sudden there's an argument. All right, you know what, I did the shopping. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about that kind of narrative. Like there's times where females...
I feel like weak females, right?
Okay.
Because let me tell you something. I've had arguments with boys. Like I've had arguments before, yeah. And like for instance, someone was living in my house for a little while, yeah. And they told me their position, do you understand? And in the beginning, you let things slide, innit? But when you can see that someone can actually afford to do it, there's a difference. Do you understand? But when you know, okay, you generally can't do it, I'm now not going to be like, raw, guess what? He couldn't even pay the bill because he's down. No, I'm not going to, now you're down, I'm going to kick you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But A man will go on his group chat and be like, dog, you know, man try to pay for her hair and she try to get cheeky after man paid 2 bills. We never asked you to pay for nothing. So now you're venting to your friends, talking about you're broke because of this girl, because you decided to do the most.
Right.
Yeah. Them kind of
And
man
that's a lot
there,
of brothers. A lot of brothers will have no rent in their house, but you flat out a girl because you wanted to show that you could do what she could do for you. And now you're like, oh, can I stay there tonight? Only because you don't have toilet roll or food in your house because you've done everything for her. Yeah, I
Nah,
mean,
facts. Go on, Lisa. What was you gonna say?
like
Are you
his-
responding to what she's saying?
I like his comment. No, yeah, she's on.
Which
on
one?
Point.
The 20
he
years
said-
old one.
Nah. He said, if the man is in a better position
yeah.
than you, as long as you are loyal and genuine, eventually his money will become your money.
Mm,
Right?
mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
I don't
thing.
ever feel like a man's money is your money. I never
No.
feel like that.
No.
But it
Your money is your money. My money is my money.
Okay. Yes.
Nah, go on. We're here to have a debate. Go on.
Yes.
You guys, let me just pause here. Let me just pause for a sec. You guys are not always going to agree on each other. Don't be scared.
If we're together, okay. And this is where relationship building comes into, right?
Yeah.
Like he said, the key word in here is eventually, right?
Yeah.
It's not about the fact that his money becomes your money. What it is like, okay, if the man is in a better position than you, right? So let's say I let me go with the easiest shit I could think of, right? So let's say I want to open up my own business, right? I do everything myself, whatever, but I just don't have that one, whatever. I don't have the finances to boost me or get me there, right? I think that's the narrative of, if he's in a better position, then eventually his money will become your money, right? And it's not that his money becomes your money. It's that he invests in you. And now your money, right, also becomes his money because that was his investment to you. So your money becomes, it's always good to keep your own separate stuff, obviously, right? Right. But it does come to a point in a relationship where your money is each other's money. Absolutely. Your spouse should be able to feel comfortable with going and spending a certain amount of money, but that's all within communication. That's all within you guys having that understanding. Like it's his, we're married. I mean, I guess. I mean, but why can't you? Some people don't want to get married. You understand? Some people want to be able to invest, and it absolutely is the same, Muhammad. Women see potential in a man, right? And maybe the woman is in a better position. Maybe she works a couple of extra hours. Maybe she makes, a couple of more dollars than this guy does, and he has a dream. He has a talent. He has something that he can do, but he can't just financially get that push. She's going to invest in him, whether it's buying his clothes to make him look better, putting him in the room, giving him that appearance, that confidence, because she believes in him. That is an investment, and she's doing it because of her belief in him, but it does take her financial strength to make that investment. You understand? As long as he doesn't run off with, once he makes it and he gets to a position where now he can reciprocate that back, because everybody always has a bigger goal, right? Everybody has a bigger dream. But how do we help each other build and grow if we can't even help each other build and grow, right? So I have less today. But tomorrow I might have more with you. And then now we have maybe the same, you know what I mean? Or now I exceeded that and I have more. So now I help you gain more. We help each other build because we're investing in each other, like.
Okay, Alyssa, I agree with what you're saying, yeah, but to a certain extent, because yes, I'm gonna help you if I have it, yeah, but also you need to help yourself because I'm not building no one's. I'm not no one's mother. Do you get it? I'm not no one's mother. I'm not here to build someone's son. Like, do you have a mum for that? Do you get it?
Some people
I'm
don't
not
have a
here.
mom. Some people never had
Unfortunately, you've
support.
got to build yourself because I had to build my own self to get where I need to be in life. Yeah.
I
So
absolutely hear you.
You
But
can
if
also provide some guidance for your man. Some people need that extra boost. It's
if
just
he's
yeah, but
you're not
can
gonna invest,
I
you're
do
not
something?
investing.
yeah, it's whether you're willing or not to go through those steps with him, and if he's willing
Guys,
to.
okay, there's investments. Yeah, I was watching something the other day, and some girl was saying she gave her man £10,000 or something. Yeah, and she basically helped him get a car and finance. She did all these stuff. Now, this girl doesn't have nothing for herself. So now you've built someone else, yeah, not having nothing for yourself because you wanted to support or build your man. Are you a loser? Like, literally, listen to
No,
yourself.
you're a victim. You got taken
Yeah,
advantage of.
yeah.
You're a victim. You're not anything. You're not weak. You're not a loser. You're okay. You're never wrong for trying to. I don't know. That's just some victim. That girl got
Listen,
taken
because what
advantage of.
happens to them and what's that? Because there's boys that actually go for girls that they know that they have shopping in their house. They know that they got gas. They know they got electricity. There is boys that are actually bummy, yeah, that will actually scrape you and mentally destroy you because you want to help someone or you want to support a black man or you want to guide him, but also you're losing yourself in helping someone else. Because that happens a lot. You start loving somebody and putting your all into them, but what happens to you?
So that comes with that mental health conversation that we had about just learning your boundaries and being able to put yourself first. And that comes with just healthy relationship knowledge. You get what I'm saying? So obviously, yeah, people that's a real situation. People get into relationships, they take advantage of each other, the double standard of, men pay for everything, women get stuck in roles paying for everything. I think where I was just going more so, those situations are real. That's real life. But I think that's the narrative that we have to break out of. I think that's kind of the issue. We have to be okay with helping one another and knowing when we have to have the discernment. We have to know when someone is taking advantage of us and when someone is genuinely getting that help. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna invest in somebody who tells me that they want to deliver. I'm not gonna invest in somebody that tells me they want to cook for a living or whatever, right? But hasn't made 1,000 meals in the kitchen or delivered stuff on feet or has gone out of their way to spend their own gas doing something out of their home. Like, to invest in someone, you have to make sure that you're investing in something that they're actively doing. You're not just gonna throw money at somebody and say, hey, go ahead, spend this how you want to spend this, because that's not what a relationship is either. A relationship is, hey, like, the mortgage is short or whatever, and the other person has your back. I think that's where we were going more in the comment of, or like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like Mag said, with celebrity wives, we're back in the gender roles of women should be at home having kids and taking care of their families. But like, why is, okay, we want to talk double standards. Like, why is that a thing? Like, why is it that an absent father is not seen as just as an effect on a children's or a family's life as a mother's? Like, the man could work 100 hours a week, and yeah, he could provide for his family, he could pay for everything for his family, he could do everything, financially for his family, but he doesn't spend time with them. He doesn't get to see his kids. He never has dinner with them. He never talks about their day or how school was, or he misses baseball games, and just the impact of him not being around because he is the main head and provider. Like, why is it okay for him to be missing up? Like, why is one big? Aren't you guys both the parents? Aren't both your present? Like, don't both of you play a role in that household?
A lot of women's so how they treat their families or what they do for their families is seen as who they are. So if they're not home, they're seen as like the bad mother or the bad wife because it's not expected of them. Whereas men, they're expected to be the providers and go out to work. So it's more normalized if they're not around, unfortunately.
Yep. Yep.
I think also blame society.
Yeah, go on. Yes, so yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah,
Society thing.
Because and also friends, because I've seen some boys, you know that you should be going home to your girl and your child, but instead after work he's going to chill with the man them, but he hasn't come home to see his wife okay or anything. And society normalizes it's a woman's role to look after the household, like Jay said, to make sure everything's okay. But
yeah.
as much as it's a woman's role, it's also a man's role to also be present in your kid's life.
Yeah. It should be basically both.
Doesn't play that because there is so much single parent households as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of this gets normalized.
Yeah. And then whatever experience that single parent goes through, it trickles down to their generations, and then that's the narrative they have because of their experience. Yeah.
I was talking to my friend the other day, and she was saying she's going to the sperm bank to get a sperm or something, and I was just like, "This is wild." She was like, "Yeah, I don't need a man. I can just have a baby." And I was thinking, that child's gonna come from a broken home because you're already setting the child up to fail. Because you're not talking about a 2-parent household, or a happy family. You're talking about you want to do it yourself.
I'm not gonna lie. He just put, I'm reading everything he wrote. He just put, when I'm out here grinding to get bread, I want to rest. Do you know how hard it is to be with a toddler all day? Do you know how hard it is to not have any human adult interaction all day? All day, every day, in the house, routine, wake up, iron your shirt, whatever. You get baby food thrown at you. You're changing diapers all fucking day. You know, you gotta fucking put the baby somewhere in the bathroom just so you could take a shower or shit, whatever it is you need to. Do you know how mentally, how much it takes to actually be a stay at home? Like, that takes an emotional toll. So I get it, yeah. But because he just wrote, that's what he wrote. He said he wants to rest. Like, you know, sometimes I think that's where it comes. No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying sometimes we want a break. We always have someone hanging off of us.
They're your kids too, whether you work or not.
And it's so funny, yeah, because you even start finding yourself having conversations and they're talking about the kids and the kids are not even there. So I could be on the phone to my friend and be like, "Oh, how's the kids?" She'll be like, "Jams, we don't talk about the kids right now." And I'll be like, but because you're so used to having the kids around you, or your conversation's always about the kids, sometimes I even find myself talking to my daughter and I'm like, "Nah, this can't be right." But that's the only adult conversation you have because it's just you and your child.
Right. Like, I'm going to be honest. Raising a kid is not a one person's job. Raising a child, raising a family, especially when there's more than one, it sometimes takes. It sometimes takes they say what it takes a village, right? Your grandparent, whoever you're blessed enough to have in your life, right? Because sometimes you need that aunt that comes to get the kids. Sometimes you need that godparent to come and just at least give you and your spouse that mental break, you know? So I don't know. I think that's a huge double standard. I think that fathers need to be present in their children's life just as much as
I think men are selfish as well.
Absolutely.
Because he talked about he needs a rest. When you was whining in my hole, did you need a rest? Sorry, guys. That was the play out.
Oh, damn. Jamila never fails to make me laugh. No, it's just the way you put it. No, do you know what it is, yeah? I think everything is within reason. Obviously, there needs to be some sort of support system, support structure, mutual understanding, you know, and at the same time, when the guy does need a rest, it's the context, isn't it? Because you guys are sounding a bit like women's work is way harder than a man's work. And I feel like you have to. You can't. There's no. But then no. Wait. Let me land. I let you guys talk. You don't attack me. Don't attack me. I let you guys talk. I didn't interrupt one bit. Even if I disagreed or I was not sure, I didn't say nothing. Here's what I'm saying. This is about double standards. Double standards should remain double standards throughout the whole conversation. Yes, at no point should it change. At no point now should it mean that no. But now, do you know how hard it is for women to do something where there's still double standards? And that's what is so interesting. It's still double standards. That's the fact of life. It's still double standards because a man can now turn around. A man can turn around and say, for example, and don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to say I agree that you guys don't go through enough. I'm just throwing the double standards narrative in here. Yeah. For example, Magpie said something about doing hard labor, bricklaying and whatever, several hours is tiring as well. If you look at it from that perspective, what's to say what he's doing is not hard as well? Who are you guys to say that, so it's the same way you guys say that a man doesn't understand how hard it is, it's a man's job too. It's the same way you need to look at his side as well and say, you know what? If I was a female, if I was doing what he's doing, that must be hard too. You have to look at it double standards.
You know what the difference is?
Sorry, Rhino.
Is that women could go, it's quick. Women could go lay brick for 8 to 12 hours, come home, still cook, still do the laundry, still feed the kids, still do everything, and then still go to sleep and wake up and do it all over again. Men, right? They do.
But who said a man can't do that? Who said a man can't do that? And how? And wait. Let me pause and listen. How do you know you can go and do the bricklaying? How do you know that? Nah. I'm sorry, nah. You lot pick and choose when double standards. Listen, the same way a guy should appreciate a woman's worth and a woman's work, that you need to appreciate the labor of a guy as well. It's double standards. No, because you just said, we can do it, and then times 10, and we can do. No. Alyssa just said she could do that times 10, and then do all of that, and then do it, and then do it again in the morning. That's you're downplaying a man's thing, bro. You're downplaying him.
You guys get tired of anything. You wake up and you're tired.
Oh my days.
When I'm having a breakdown, I can't even do my hair. I can't do anything. I'm crying on the floor because I'm emotional or anything. You got to tell me, get back up. That's a mother's role. No.
I don't agree with a guy saying that. I'm just saying there should be double standards across the whole thing.
Okay, but I still have to get up, pull myself together so my daughter doesn't do that, and do mummy life, where you don't have to do that. You can go out.
A guy still has to do hard things as well. Why are you guys downplaying the guy's job, fam? No. Because you guys are quick to talk about our mental health, and we go. So does a guy. Yeah. And why you guys don't have high suicide rates? You guys don't have high suicide. Wait. You guys don't have high suicide rates. You guys don't have high suicide rates. So no.
Just because it's not knowing it down, just because the system and because we're in denial. A lot of girls are not going to say this type of shit with themselves right now because of pride.
Okay, so then you guys don't have double standards then. Where's the double standards? You can't pick and choose when you think double standards is in effect. You can't. Because now you guys... I
have to kill myself. They take away my child. What's next?
No, you can't. Next? Double standards, mate. Double standards. I'm not disagreeing with what you guys are saying, but I feel like you guys are downplaying it. Oh, we can do bricklaying times 10 and look after our kid and do it in the morning. Nah, that's you lot are mocking it. That's mocking it, bro. You're mocking it. That's so right now, yeah. If right now we do a social. Nah, but you're nah. You lot are downplaying the role of a guy.
Feel a bit touchy now. We respect you as a father, we get it, but you still don't have the woman still does more than.
No, but then you lot, this whole conversation is a contradiction. Then this whole double standards conversation is a contradiction. Why are we here trying to battle this whole double standards narrative if we're gonna sit here and say one thing's better than the other? What's the whole
One
point?
thing's better than the other. That's
No,
not what I said.
You guys just wait.
No. Twisting words. Nothing is better than the other or whatever.
You just said a man wakes up. No, Jamila, hold on. You guys can line up. You guys can line up attack. I don't mind. Listen, Alyssa, you just said a man wakes up and he's tired. You just said that.
When it comes to his family, no, I'm serious. When it comes to his family, when it comes to kids,
that's a lazy man. That's a lazy man.
No, when it comes to things that women do in the house, right? It's that's your job because I went and I did this job. It's not seen as this is our house.
I don't think all guys think like that, Mo, though.
Your guys in the chat are pretty. Men are logical.
Bro, Magpies is 17.
Okay.
Magpies is 17.
He's still a boy. He's still a boy. So you think that do we really think that? Okay.
He's 17.
Are men?
Yeah, Magpies is young.
Do men not act out of emotion?
Yeah.
Yes.
When's the last time a woman killed her friend over like an emotional thing? I'm just saying, like men are very emotional.
Whoa, what? Nah, I need to create a part 2 to this. Listen, at the end of the day, listen, we can go into this whole conversation with the fact that
you can walk out anytime. You could go to the door and say, "See you later." No one will get to you. If I walk out, you're gonna hear she's a bad mother. She left her kids. Imagine.
It's both ways. I think that's both ways. It depends on the person. So now you guys are labeled someone according to their gender. There's no double standards here. You lot are all hypocrites right now. You're all hypocrites.
No, we're not.
You are. You guys are got you guys. Alyssa, it's so let's rewind to a point Alyssa made at the start, yeah, because you know me, I missed the context. You said earlier. I wish I could quote. You specifically said that sometimes what a female has gone through in her relationship or whatever is what's made her carry on. So, for example, let's say I'm a female and I've been mentally controlled all my life. If I now have a daughter, I'm gonna kind of have that narrative. You know what I mean? It's gonna follow on because of my experiences. What you guys have done now, I'm not trying to say everyone here, but what you guys seem to be doing is taking your personal experiences and making it, justifying it for all. There might be mothers that don't agree with what you're saying. There might be mothers that might think that, you know what, we do what we have to do or whatever.
Actually,
but
hold on.
What?
Right, hold on. Before you're not getting off that. Hold on, because actually, that's not my personal experience. As a woman sitting in front of you, I would love to stay home and raise my kids. I would love to provide for the person that I'm at home. If you are going out and you are working your ass off, yes, I was brought up that way. I absolutely do believe that I should be at home taking care of the household, taking care of our kids. I should be doing everything it is that you're not doing, that you are already providing, especially if you're taking care of us, right? But what I'm saying is that now, because I still have that. Yes, it's a beautiful thing to be a wife. It's a beautiful thing to grow into those relationships. It's a beautiful thing to feed your family and be that for your family, because the same way that a man is a provider for his family outside of the household, the woman is the provider for her family inside of that household. She is the glue. She is what keeps that household together. You eat every day, your clothes are clean every day, your house is clean every day, your kids are fed, well taken care of every day, your bills are paid every day, because just because you go make the money doesn't mean that she's not at home handling and balancing your books. You understand what I'm saying? So your woman really is the glue to your family. I absolutely 100% believe in that. But where we're at
the woman's
now,
the foundation of the house. Without the woman, the house is brought down.
Right. But no, because he said they would take it personal experience. So if I was taking it for personal experience, then I would have been sitting here defending the whole man versus woman. You know what I mean? But the double standard.
No, but I'm saying, sorry, Alyssa, I'm saying to you, if a man walked out of his house, he walked out, he would not get slaughtered how I would get slaughtered.
Of course he would.
Because
of course he would.
You wouldn't. I would not. Are you okay?
Of course he would. If my brethren walked out, if I had a friend and he walks out and he's like, I'm gonna cuss him and say, bro, go back. And this, of course he would. Of course he's gonna get it. Of course we're not gonna say, yeah, man, you're hard for that. We're gonna cuss him for that, bro. That's what I think.
Okay,
so I don't know.
But I'm gonna get slaughtered because first of all,
my friend's gonna get slaughtered too. Same thing.
No, not to the same extent. Let me tell you why. I've got girls that I talk to and I'll be like, "Raw, she left her kids, little dickhead girl." No. And I'm brushing them to the T with all of my brethren. But if a boy leaves, his boy's gonna be like, "Raw, you should have done that. Go home." But he's not taking back as a woman because a woman's supposed to be the provider, be the nurturer.
Okay, so if someone's meant to be a nurturer and be a provider, and then they walk out on something, a role that they're playing, why wouldn't they not get cussed for it then? That's common sense. Because
society shows how much men can walk out, Rhino. How much families do you know of girls that have been with men that have just walking out and not seen their kids for how many years?
Okay, so which one is it then? Do you want to celebrate the fact that you guys can do everything and you guys are strong and everything, or but then the people that don't do it want to get cussed? Which one is it then? Because if you guys as women want to kind of show off and embrace the fact that you guys you're multifaceted and you could do so many things, the people that are the females that crumble, then they should get cussed then, isn't it? No.
No, because
that's you lot swinging it. No,
you left me in a position to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm in a position to do it.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Explain the context of what you're saying. In terms of the women having to walk out and whatever, so I can understand what you mean.
But for instance, as a woman, it's harder for me to walk out because I'm a woman. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm the nurturer. I'm the person that the child sees constantly. Do you get it?
Mm-hmm.
This is not for everybody, but this is just from some personal experiences. I was talking to my brother the other day. She was with her husband for 14 years. He left. Yeah? He hasn't seen his kid for 6 years. But he has a whole new family. He has a whole new... Do you understand?
Yeah.
But if a woman did it now, she get cast or dissed, or people will be sitting there and talking about it, but a man can just move on and act like he doesn't have kids, or move on and have new family. Do you understand?
Okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah. That's society though, isn't it? I think it's whoever's around you. Do you know?
I absolutely think it's culture and
the culture. That's it. Yeah.
People you're around, because there's a lot of families, and I think those things don't get talked about enough. But there's a lot of people. They make people step up. You get what I'm saying? You can't tell a grown ass man to step up, but like, you know, I think parents do try the best. I think that's why a lot of kids have better relationships with their grandparents than they do their actual parents, because the grandparents 9 out of 10 times are, you know, the ones that are stepping up in a situation.
And that's why I rate. Sorry, that's why I rate for like stepdads that come in and actually play the role.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, on Father's Day, I do hampers, and if you saw how much people I had to do hampers for, not the father, but the stepfather.
Yeah. It's true. Like,
anyone can have a child, but if you step up and do the child, for me coming from it, my godfather and my stepfather were always, my godfather was my father. He always played a figure. Do you understand? So growing up, even though my dad was whatever he was, bro, he was a sperm donor, but a man that actually raised me was my father, regardless.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Males that do step up, it's commendable, because at the end of the day, like you said, females do have to go for a lot and put up a lot in terms of emotions and the fact of everything you have to balance in a day. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, obviously, I agree with that. I know, especially when you have a child and you watch your child, let's say you take on the whole responsibility for like a whole day or a whole week, then you start to realize, oh, wow, is this what my missus has been putting up with and whatever? So I 100% agree with that. Do you know what I'm saying? But I feel like at the same time, a man should be allowed to say that he had a long day and he needs rest, because everyone needs rest. There just needs to be a structure. There needs to be understanding on both sides. That's where I'm going with it. You
That's
know,
where I was with you on it.
Yeah.
And the balance. I'm with you on that. That's why I said it's not from my personal view that I feel how I feel. You know what I'm saying? That's me just.
No, you're guilty. You're guilty, Alyssa, because you was like, I can bricklay all day. You're guilty. You're guilty.
Because what I'm saying is you handle as a woman in your household a lot, whatever, right? So
yeah.
Because I only have 2 things to say, and then you make me want to say like 1,000. What I was going with it is, even when you believe that, what I'm saying is, just because you were out all day working and stuff like that, right? When you commit to having a family, it's not a gender role. It's what it has to be a structure, because it's not about it. Your kids need your influence. Your kids need to know that you care, you're present. You know, yes, they know that financially dad cares. He provides for us, but you know, that's how also you get older, and then your kids are just asking you for shit. There's no emotional connection, because all you ever did was just provide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, I think that women, that's a beautiful thing in this day and age, especially if you are blessed enough to be able to raise your kids, raise your family, take care of your household, and have that man provide for you. That is a beautiful thing. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
But it should not be a gender thing on, you know, who does. I'm with the kids all day. So it is a double standard, because I know our children in and out. If I ask you what our kids' shoe size is, and you can't tell me what our kids' shoe size is, and your excuse is that you're at work all day, that's an issue.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
And also, I got friends that came from 2-parent households, and they will always tell you their dad was absent because he was always at work and he never spent the time with them. So they'll be like, right, I grew up with my mum. But I'll be like, but I saw your dad. Nah, he was always sleeping. It's true. He was always in the room when I came round. So dad was never in the fun room. Do you get it? Because he was always tired.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of that in the society, man, where deadbeat dads that are lazy and whatever. And obviously it's not easy, man. It's not easy just knowing that this is just around. And then females just have to deal with it. It's not easy, but hopefully we're making changes. You know, podcasts like this, you know, people watch and say, them MGTV people are the way they talk about double standards. I want to be a better person, man. I want to be a better man, you know? I want to be a better female. We just need to try and be better people. That's the aim. At the end of the day, we're not always going to agree on the same things, and we're going to have different perspectives and opinions. But I feel like all of our hearts are in the right place. We all want the same thing. We all just want to, you know, aim to be better people. So, yeah, I dig it, man. Listen, it was a good show, and we're going to wrap it up because I got a football podcast to do. But we need to do a part 2. I think what I want to do is I want to try and get a few more guys in here so we can have more examples, and then we can talk more about the sexism part in workplaces and the struggles that you go through in a workplace, being a man or being a woman, like the pros and the cons. I think we definitely need to touch on that. And I think the overall gist of everything is, you know, pay whoever wants to set up the date, pay the bill. You know, if I take you out, I might as well pay. I'm not gonna ask you, come, let's go out, let's go eat a hackathon, and then, you know, like, yeah, what are you saying? Like, can you pay? Like, that doesn't make sense, you know. But I still understand the whole thing with the guy kind of, you know, taking the arm and saying, you know, I've got you, you know. You make
that money, bro.
It's cute, so do it.
Say it again. What do you say? Exactly. What do you guys say?
I said it's cute, so
don't
do it.
Don't
be yourself. Honestly,
yeah. Don't
close to go on dates. Like, it's not cool. Like, we don't want it.
No, I'm not splitting the bill. You're either paying for it or I'm paying for it, but we're not splitting the bill. I'm sorry.
Trust me, why am I so-
We're not splitting the bill. Either I pay or you pay, but that split the bill shit. I could have taken myself out to eat for all of that shit.
You know them awkward conversations where you're bringing out the calculators and that, like, boss, can I play 36 pounds 20p,
No.
please, boss?
Or like, you pay and I leave the tip. You feel me? You pay, I leave the tip. I pay, you leave the tip. Whatever. We could do it like that. Whatever.
What keeps saying take turns one day?
The last thing I was always saying, and I say this as well, before a lot of girls like the whole thing where boys will take them to the best restaurants. But if you don't have your shit together, you ain't got your house, you ain't trying to build your foundation, you don't know what you want in life. Don't be taking to Hakkasan, wearing your friend's shoes and taking out finances all for funny. Like, it's not cute. Your foot's hanging off your bed. Stop it.
Just getting ice cream on a first date and like taking a walk on the boardwalk. That doesn't happen anymore. We just jump straight to like fucking 5-tier restaurants.
Exactly.
Like, I just want to go outside and breathe some air with you. Like, I want to see how you walk first.
And
the other day,
go on.
No, the other day I was in Rockwell Park. Some boy had his girl like in some picnic, yeah. And my friend was like, bro, if you took me to Rockwell Park on a picnic, I would actually say F off, yeah. And when he started taking out the things, I was like, oh, it's so cute. But I'm thinking Rockwell Park, like, have a bit more standards. But when he started setting it up, you would never think it was Rockwell Park. But it was just like, I guess it's a thought that counts, isn't it?
But those are the things. Okay, but then think about it this way. Let's say you do have $1 million in the bank, right? And you ask a girl to go on a picnic with you, and she goes, F you, right? And she doesn't know you have $1 million in the bank. That's wild, because like, what if you really just genuinely enjoy picnicking? What if it's something like, what if you like bowling? What if you like to go whatever, and it's not an activity that costs a lot of money? That's kind of crazy, because it is the time you put into stuff. Even the most extravagant thing that you do with the most amount of money that you do it, right, should still be something that you genuinely enjoy.
I think it was more likely the area. Why couldn't you take me to Clapham Park? Why couldn't you take me to Hyde Park? Not Hyde Park. Why couldn't you take me to a different park? You took me to the Bates Park, where I'm gonna see everybody. And do you know what I mean? Like, she was like, what the hell? And I was even thinking, is this boy rude? Like, in the middle of Rockwell Park, you looked up picnic. Like, you could have found a park out of the area or something.
Damn.
That's tough. Wow, the park matters too.
Yeah,
I was like, as long as the grass is kind of green, I'm okay.
Yeah,
it's not on a blanket, right?
Nice green grass.
Oh, Jay, a park, not a park. But I tell them, can you imagine having a date? No, Rhino, you would never take your girlfriend to Rockwell Park on a date. Am I lying?
Rockwell Park.
They might not even have been from the area. They might have just been out and about and just come across Rockwell Park. We don't know.
No, Jay, he was actually one of the play House Hill ones. I literally looked at him and thought, you should never have done this.
Oh no, date is a date, innit? Like, if you know, it's what you make it, innit? If it's what the person makes it, you know. So wait, Jamila, yeah, quick question, because we're gonna wrap up, yeah. So if imagine your guy, yeah, just quick. We're gonna wrap up in like a minute. So imagine a guy says he's gonna take you on a date to Rockwell Park, yeah. You go there, and you're thinking, oh my days, Rockwell Park, that's dead. He takes you there, then he's got like, let's say, a mad artist performing to sing live to you, or you know, he's made some mad blip come in the air and it's got a message, and boy, you're not going to look at the whole. I think it's what you make it, you know. I don't think it's what you do.
I'm not going to look at it like you couldn't go somewhere else in the middle of Rockwell Park.
I guess that's the double standard. It depends.
It's each to their own. Everyone has their preference of what they would like and what they don't want for a date. So we can't.
Date's a date. Date's a date. And Mohammed's comment as well, I was meant to get back to it. Sorry, Mohammed. My guy. Where is it? You basically said that you're from a Muslim background and we are taught that the man is the sole provider for the household. Whatever the woman makes is her money. The man has no say about her money. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, cultures and all of that play a big part in the kind of perspective you have. So, yeah, we kind of touched on that briefly anyway. So, but I just wanted to, you know, I didn't forget your comment, you feel me? So, yeah. But listen, I'm going to wrap it up now. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. You know, we've got Alyssa, we've got Jade, we've got Jamila, you know, lovely panel. Please like the video, man. I need the likes. Like it. Give me like it. Give me like it. Give me like the video, man. Like the video, people, man. And tell a friend to tell a friend, man, please. And if you haven't subscribed and you're new, I hope you enjoyed the show. Please subscribe. We're gonna be doing more of these talks every week, man, and we're gonna do a part 2, and we're gonna get more of the guy's perspective as well, and we're gonna go deeper into the whole sexism in the workplace and whatever. So, listen, please like the video, and if you haven't already, I'm gonna say it again: subscribe. Just click the button right now, subscribe, and listen. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are out. Peace.
Hey, I swear Firms and Reds patent this.